It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz here on the Dillos Diz YouTube channel. Just go right ahead and click that little thumb there, like thing now. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and for the next 30 minutes or so, I think it's 27 minutes at this point. It's a false start. We got started late. We'll discuss three theme park, but mostly Disney related themed attraction topics or subjects. And the folks in the chat who are here this morning on the YouTube channel will determine the order of those topics or subjects. And that is how we will proceed here for the next 26 and a half minutes.
Yes.
Jen, good morning.
Good morning. I'm pretty excited because on our episode of Theme Park Thursday, which dropped this morning, we celebrate your birthday, which is now 3 days away. Listen, I tried to balance it where it wasn't too birthday heavy, but we have our long lost sibling on the podcast as a guest, the one and only Angela Dahlgren. So I'm super excited for today.
If you were at dillosdizresort.com, which is our Patreon, we recorded that on Tuesday night. Let's just say that's the extended edition of the podcast. What is currently in the pod catchers is because it goes off the rails with, as you said, Jen, when it gets to that hour mark, the three of us, we just, just kind of takes off.
Super off the rails. I tried to tighten it up. I mean, there are still plenty of tangents to be had in the episode, but I did try to condense it. Have you listened to the episode yet? Have you given the download?
Listened, on the walk home from school drop off this morning, I listened to about half of it.
So you listened to the beginning of it?
I was into. Oh yes, I listened to the very beginning of it with the Easter egg at the beginning. I forgot to make mention of that. Hilarious.
So, I'll give it away now, but the 9-year-old opens the show today with a little pre-show Easter egg, and we were walking to school on Tuesday, and so I probably mentioned recording that night, and he's like, What if I did it? I'd be all like, hi, I'm the 9-year-old, and this is the 301st episode. I go, hold on. And I just get up my phone so he can just start recording. I go, go ahead, just talk, see what you have to say. That also longer. And I condensed and his out of breath as he's walking and talking on the way to school. But hilarious.
I feel like we will need some epic kind of Sunday afternoon music to accompany that should it happen again in the future.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah, so if you're in the resort and you watched the live stream we did there with Angela on Tuesday night, definitely a longer version, but you get a little by downloading the episode this morning. You also get a little Easter egg bonus there. So good morning to everyone in the chat.
Hello, how's everyone doing today? Nice fall day up here. It's a good Epcot day, as I like to say.
Yeah, fall. You always equate fall days to Epcot days.
I know, but sometimes when it's like the skies are all nice and clear and there's like a little bit of a coolness in the air, but it's just a good for like walking around Epcot all day.
I get you. Yeah, especially, I mean, is it really World Showcase that's where you need the kind of reduction of temperature, I feel like.
Yes.
Walking around the countries.
We'll go around the countries. Jeffers is saying, I would be lying if I said it wasn't one of those. If this was the first episode of TPT people listen to ... episodes. Oh, for sure. Yeah. There were times where I was like, oh my God, what are we talking about? What is happening? And we just jump right back and be like, all right, and back to Disney, back to Universal.
Right. Well, and so much so with Angela that, when we go on tangents, sometimes we'll let things go and go, oh, we didn't ever come back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But if you hear me say what you do on this episode, okay, wait, before let's just talk about New York for a second and coming
Yeah.
to New York. If I do that, that means we're really, really like
Yeah.
in a different place. So
That's awesome.
make sure you listen in. Yeah, because obviously, if you even were at the resort, you probably didn't catch everything. So it's probably worth the listen on
Yeah,
on the podcast feed this morning.
for sure.
We have 23 minutes left to
Oh, okay. We should
discuss
probably get to it.
before we go back to the resort for a little post show. So here within the 3 topics or subjects we will be discussing this week. And sometimes I peruse these on Thursday morning without any idea of what happened during the week, even though I listen to other podcasts and read Twitter all day, Twitter
Sure.
X Twitter
X.
all day long. As I was going, okay, what happened this week? I was like, oh, there was a lot of this topic number 1, which is save the dates. They kept dropping dates all week, Disney. It's like, this date starts here. This date starts here. Don't forget this date coming up. And the holidays are starting here. So I'll try to gather all of those together
Mhm.
here. I don't think I will. I'm sure I will forget one, but there was many. So we will discuss all the dates that are upcoming here that were announced most within the last 2 days or so. I'm briefly referenced on Tuesday night's recording and in the podcasting feeds today. I briefly mentioned the Haunted Mansion Lounge that is coming to the Disney Treasure on Disney Cruise Line. People going nuts. Rightfully so, I think. We'll try to expand this into a more loungy discussion. And topic number 3, enchantment. Oh, that's not what it was supposed to say. That's fine. We're supposed to say enchantment after hours. It was announced for after hours parties at the Magic Kingdom next year in 2024. That is, if you're watching this in like the year 2026, because you're really catching up. Because I'm over 50 and I'm no longer doing this.
Old. We're Benji.
That enchantment in 2024 is returning to after hours parties. So that's the 3. Enchantment after hours, it's the Haunted Treasure, and save the dates. Place your bets, please.
Place your bets. I appreciate that we're both in our retro hoodies today, or sweatshirts or whatever. I guess yours is not a hoodie. You don't have a hood,
Yeah,
but
no
it's
hoodie.
close enough
Yeah.
that we tend to do that often, where we wear the same
Yeah,
hoodies.
I would say fall, especially for the retro
Yeah.
look. The long sleeves come into play. Also, I have a new hoodie from my place of work that I've never really purchased like merch from
Oh.
my place of work before.
Mhm.
And so I've been wearing that hoodie more lately, which is dangerous to because I can wear it around, work. And
Yeah.
like, oh, look, I'm wearing the
Merch.
merchandise.
Mhm.
But it's dangerous to just walk around all day in a hoodie at work.
Sure.
It feels so great, and at the same time, probably I shouldn't do that all the time. But
Trading out a suit jacket with a hoodie.
yeah. Last night 3-piece suit, but I like to wear the hoodie too. So it's a stark contrast on occasion.
Yes.
So where we got here? 213, 321, 321, a couple of 321s.
All right. Well, should we give it one more second to see if someone else?
Yeah. In the meantime, if you
Places it.
haven't clicked the like button over there, make sure you click the
Like,
like button.
subscribe, share, tell your friends that we're
Um,
here. Frank is trying to get to the Peloton, and we can't do that
Oh.
unless we hit 1,000 subscribers on here.
That's true. That is a thing. I mean, I'm serious about that. What crossed my mind last night, which I think our friend Ayali Flores put this in motion a couple of years ago because we're the same age. But he made like an effort to lose the amount of pounds for the age he was.
Mm.
And I was like, I mean, I would be way under like my wedding weight, which was obscene. If I was to do that, but it's probably pretty close to my age that if so I want to get back on that Peloton, and I'm waiting for 1,000 subscribers. I'm not doing it until 1,000 subscribers.
That's right. Exactly. This is true, Lexi.
Yeah,
this is facts. That don't tell anyone I know in real life. Thank you.
All right, 3, 2, 1. It is the enchantment after hours. I'm gonna share the link. I'm gonna
Okay.
share the screen. What is the thing I have to say? Share
Share the
screen.
screen.
I have a lot of things.
Open. Too many tabs.
Yeah, there's a lot of tabs open. So here we are with the after hours events returning in January. We kind of mentioned this, in terms of things coming back, right? Epcot Forever came back.
Forever.
Yeah, Luminous starts next. There's like just a lot of changes coming on in general. So January 11th at Magic Kingdom, February 2nd at Epcot. And as we discussed, there's the event times. Then it goes all the way down here to the end. But Enchantment, $155. I wanted to get the prices because we like talking about prices. $155 to $175 from Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Epcot ranging from $149 to $159. I want to mention Enchantment coming back to the. Oh, what did I just do? I just X'd out the wrong thing that we're going to talk about later. It's fine. With Enchantment coming back, do you suspect that people are? I mean, I know some people are excited for Enchantment. I know some people liked and loved even Enchantment, and I'm definitely not going to rob them of that joy. Jen obviously wishes for wishes, right? That's why she's already.
Yeah. I saw Lewis in our one channel Discord tied to Dillos Diz Resort that he was like, why not wishes? Exactly. And that's the only answer here. Why not wishes? Why Enchantment? Because you have it readily because of the thing and it's a big production. Where's wishes for the feels?
Yeah, and a thing about nostalgia, it's got to take some time. Let's miss it for a little while before we bring things back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I have nothing. I liked Enchantment. I enjoyed Enchantment. I have memories of Enchantment. Great. Give it more than a year and a half.
Yep.
Just maybe 5 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 3 years. What is the time would you put, Jen, on things returning for nostalgic purposes?
I think like 5 years is probably safe, 5 or more.
Yeah.
I just, for me to do an after hours and like do something cool for the after hours, is this helping bring in people to the after hours? Would Enchantment do that? Or would Wishes do that? Wishes.
As I say, put butts in the seats.
Right.
Yes. I like what is drawing people in. And yeah, I agree that probably if they announced that, because there's me who's very hashtag always MGM bias. I don't know if you know that about me. That I'm like, why can't they announce Sorcery in the Sky for after hours at Hollywood Studios?
Yeah.
Like people, even if the inflatable Mickey that is all on everyone's front lawns now. I mean,
just us.
I mean, that's what started the craze. If you don't know, the inflatable Mickey on top of the Chinese Theater for Sorcery in the Sky, that started the craze. I never saw an inflatable anything on people's lawns until there was an inflatable Sorcerer's Mickey in Sorcery in the Sky. That did not exist.
So you think that did it?
I think that listen. People don't know that's what did it. It was put into the subconscious. And when people went to Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart or whatever, they saw the inflatables and they were like, why am I drawn to this? This must be at my home. And it's because you remember Sorcery in the Sky. Remember?
I don't know why you're just telling the story of Papa Dillo and his Christmas decorations right now.
I mean, he doesn't know that. That's why he loves it.
That's true. Yes, that's true. John is saying Enchantment costs less to produce each night than Wishes. Is this true? I would think it would cost more because there's just like, or is it because of projections, right? Versus the fireworks themselves. Wishes had more fireworks where Enchantment has more projections.
Yeah. I mean, that's a logical reason. It's not going to equal the ticket sales. They're going to get more ticket sales on Wishes, probably.
Yep.
And that will counter the amount of cost that Wishes. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I'm making things up.
We're just spitballing.
Yeah. What do we know? But that's so to me. I feel like Sorcery in the Sky is such an easy thing to do, and maybe the pyrotechnics do cost more for that kind of show, or the music rights. I don't know. there's certainly more movie music they could add to the front portion before the Fantasia finale.
Mhm.
Uh, in case you don't remember what Sorcery in the Sky is, because it's the year 2023.
Right.
And
Oh.
that's where I am with when I read that. Obviously, you think about wishes. I think about Sorcery in the Sky, and
Mhm.
I'm like, that would be nostalgic. I think
Yeah.
people would come see that. Oh, I
Yeah.
want to see fireworks set to movie music with blow up Mickey at the end, just like it's on my front lawn at Christmas
Facts. I agree. John is confirming the projections versus the fireworks. But you know what? Can you put a price on feels? Kenny?
time.
I don't know.
Might I return sooner than expected because I went to the after hours party with wishes? You can't put a price tag on that.
Nope. Sure
We
can't.
we got 13 minutes left
All right. I have
what
plenty
do
of
we say?
time.
What
What?
do we say next? A haunted treasure? Let's do haunted
Three,
treasure.
two, one. Yeah.
Yeah. Haunted treasure. So it was I gotta share the screen.
Again.
I'm getting another year older, so it's getting a little harder to do these days.
Jeffers
Not
is wondering if it means that extra evening hours for deluxe guests are gone. I mean, I don't think after hours wouldn't be every night, would it?
no, I didn't. No,
No.
it's a
So
select dates.
they
So
probably would bounce back and forth.
ain't different than when you try to buy a one park ticket and then you realize that there's a not so scary on it, and you go, "Oh, I got to get a park hopper now." The Magic Kingdom.
Ryan saying Disney says you can put a price on feels. Yeah, I know.
The first ever haunted mansion bar. So that's gonna be on the Disney Treasure.
Mhm.
There was this nice little video that accompanied it. And you get the music. Disney, do this for every single
Everything.
thing. It's all
Everything.
you have to do to sell me.
It doesn't take much, Disney.
I don't know when I'm going on the Disney Treasure. I don't know when I'm going on the Disney Wish. So I don't know when I'm going on more than one more Disney cruise potentially.
True.
But I'm like, I'm not. Again, this podcast and our community, that core that we've developed over the years, that we've grown together on, really opened us up to the Haunted Mansion love more so than when we were kids. We weren't. Haunted Mansion wasn't really our thing.
Mhm.
The Triple Mountain Whammy, that was our thing. And
It's all wham.
it's all wham. But you see something like this and you go, well, I have to see that someday.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's going to
for
cost
sure.
me a lot of money, but it's definitely on the list.
And I feel like are they I mean, this looks amazing, and,
Mhm.
I'm pretty excited, about it having 0 plans to actually be a part of it, but I'm excited for it. And it makes me wonder though, like, with what they're doing with the Disney Cruise Line, with these newer ships and what they're adding to it, and is this where they will find the pockets of nostalgia to
Mhm.
bring in more people or
Right.
different groups of people or whatever that maybe haven't gone on a Disney cruise before or whatever it is that like your theming is fantastic. And
Mhm.
so will you start incorporating that more as you either refurb ships or come out with new ships or whatever it is to bring in the nostalgia?
Yeah. Theme Park Rob makes a great point here with will there be a Trader Sam's like,
Mm.
virtual reservation system, virtual queue for this. Tony making a second great point here with is this the kind of theming coming to the Pirates now lounge that was announced from Magic Kingdom,
Mm.
which was kind of where I was gonna go with the discussion if we actually gave ourselves enough time to discuss these topics within 30 minutes. Is what we like the Enchanted Rose in Grand Flow, which
Mhm.
is a subtle kind of thing, but
Yeah.
Mrs. Dillo often will talk about how some of theming in some places, resorts, otherwise, the
Mhm.
cruise ship especially,
Mhm.
wasn't Disney enough for her, which
Mhm.
I think on the other side, if it was too Disney, I would also hear about that. So,
Right.
but I'm often surprised when she will say, it could have been a little like she says, all-star movies, she's very happy with the price point, but
Mhm.
she's like, it could have been a little more Disney. I
Yeah.
mean, I think she appreciates the understatement, but at the same time, it should be a little more balanced. So, I think to that, where else can things be a little more Disney that let's on right now? And I'm talking about these places that are considered sleek mostly.
I'm looking at you, sleekness. Yeah, no, that's interesting. And I think I always feel an internal battle of what should be more Disney-fied and what shouldn't. And I
Mhm,
I remember saying years and years and years ago that when people would be like, "Oh my god, do you have like rooms in your house that have like Disney all over it?" And I'd be like, "No. No.
mhm,
I love Disney, but I'm not like that Disney."
right,
But I think that kind of comes from us growing up and our two favorite resorts being the Polynesian and Beach Club.
mhm,
Those were not Disney-fied
right,
resorts,
yeah,
at that time.
yeah,
There was no theming, outside Polynesian or Beach Club
right,
in those rooms. There was no Disney, so it
yeah,
was to me, that was the theme.
yeah,
This is the theme, you're staying at this resort, and so I always feel that even when we talk about more IP in the parks or bringing
mhm,
them into World Showcase, I'm always like, "Ugh, I don't know," but that's the thing. The theme is that it's Japan. Like,
right,
that's the thing,
yeah,
like, all that kinda stuff. So, I like when things are a little bit more subtle, not necessarily sleek, but more subtle, but I do also understand that other perspective of, like, I'm going to Disney. Where's where's the Disney in this
right.
hotel room or in this restaurant or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the Polynesian is a great point because when we here at home talk about the Polynesian, Mrs. Dillo will often say, "But it's not very Disney in there," and I'm
Mhm.
like, but it's a Polynesian." I was like, "That's not the point." I was like, "Even with the little Moana detailing they've done
Mhm.
over the last couple of years, it's still an understated, design."
Yeah.
But that is often Mrs. Dillow's go-to on the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, "When we went, it wasn't Disney enough." And I was like, "Well, the Moana theme." She's like, "It's still not enough." And I was like, "I don't know what you want. What do you want?" Well, which also I want. So
Mhm.
that's not like she's saying, "I'm not going unless." We all want lower prices at the Polynesian. Who are
Yeah.
we kidding?
Well, of course. Yes.
Topic number well, and to say the treasure looks awesome. The
Yeah.
as Lexi was mentioning, the lounge looks awesome. Ryan mentioned a little concern about the size. I think that's valid. I think
Mhm.
that's valid in all these places. There was on the Hyperion Adventures podcast, there was a little discussion about the size of Oga's, right?
Mhm.
Where it feels crowded all the time, and you wish it could have been larger, but also understand that the vibe exists because of the size and I think that's the same thing can be said about Trader Sam's
Mhm.
uh uh to a lesser extent about the Abracadabra bar, I would say.
Mhm.
I think because that was more of like a found space that they just added, they just rethemed that. But yeah, and Jock Lindsay's, is kind of had that, especially in the earlier going when it was more popular. Not that's not popular, but
Yeah.
when it was new and fresh, it felt that way also. So,
But it's why we
uh,
didn't want the extension of Beaches and Cream
yeah, right. Good
because
morning, Surf Bum. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
small
Beaches and cream,
quaintness
right,
of it, of being a soda shop, I liked that. I understand you make way more money by extending that, but I
right.
liked it. Yeah.
Topic number 1 with 5 minutes to go. Save the clock tower. Save the dates. If Surf Bum, you just checking in, we're going backwards as chosen by the chat here this morning. I have lots to present here. I already X'd out the Adventureland Treehouse being brought back to Disneyland in November. That's in Disneyland, which someday we'll get to, as we
Someday.
talk about every year here on the podcast. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna go through these quick and X out along the way, right? So there was the holiday stuff that's officially. I think the kickoff is November 11th. This Saturday, it's officially beginning November 11th, which means next Wednesday, November 1st, you'll start to see the Christmas decorations start.
Yeah. Mhm.
So that is on November 11th. That's out. How many screen shares can I do in a row without Xing out the actual stream right here.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the real question
Place your
here.
bets. Place your bets.
This is the in Disneyland, also the Pixar hotel. Oh, it doesn't want to let me do that. That's fine. January 30th, 2024, the Pixar Place Hotel, presumably not the same as Pixar Place at Hollywood Studios, which is, The Walking Dead over there sometimes. Uh, so that is happening on January 30th, officially Xing that out, sharing the screen again. What else because I kind of want to get to what was revealed this morning. We've talked about this a couple of times as something we didn't know we wanted to do until we saw it.
Yep.
Zootopia coming in on December 20th to Shanghai Disney. Looks good in the day, looks awesome at night.
Yes.
Is a perfect AM PM debate that we used to have in the first year of the podcast. AM or PM.
We should do that again.
Right? It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm going to X that out without doing anything. And then the one that was mentioned earlier this morning here on Theme Park Thursday, because Disney likes to do things on Theme Park Thursday. Just revealed Fantasy Springs, the newest themed port at Tokyo Disney Sea, will open on June 6, 2024. The countdown is on, featuring 3 areas inspired by the films Frozen, Peter Pan, and Tangled. Which one will you explore first? I think they've shown Frozen the most in social media. So I kind of didn't know the other 2 were things, admittedly. So I posed the question, which one of these 3 are you going to first?
I mean, those are 3 pretty strong, solid lands there. A part of me said, all right, I'll go gut because I can't make decisions. So I'll just go what's on my head and then I'll second guess it later. Peter Pan, Tangled, Frozen. I think I think I want to see Peter Pan. Like, does it make me feel like the ride of Magic Kingdom, which is such a silly ride and I love it so much because of the nostalgia of it. Does it have a lot of the old school Disney feels to it because it's an older movie? But yeah, I think I feel like they will do a good job with the details of it all, which all 3 of those you can do a lot with.
Well, what's funny about because a Frozen themed area, I don't want to talk about Norway and Epcot, but because obviously people have strong feelings about that. So they're never going to do it probably in Walt Disney World because they're like, we have the Frozen ride in Maelstrom and we're good. So of the footage they've shown about Arendelle there in Fantasy Springs, as we're calling it, appeals to me just to see it the one time. But I think the last time maybe the video was shared, then my algorithm became, especially on TikTok, became about small villages in Scandinavia and in like all I would get is like these very picturesque views of like Vienna, and I'm like, why is this in my algorithm?
But now I want to go.
And I'm like, now I want to go to these places. And I'm like, I'm just gonna walk through. And then it's gonna be over. But here with these 3 lands, I think could very easily, as we cycle through shows here on Disney Plus, the Tangled series often comes up. So I feel like with the right amount of binging, I probably would be excited for a Tangled themed area as well. But all the things coming to all the parks that we have to get to the one in this country first that we haven't been to, I think. Before the others, though I've been to Disneyland Paris and Jen has not.
No, I have not. But we have a big 40-10 year coming up next year in this house. So we talk about perhaps visiting another Disney theme park in 2024. Let's see if it happens. How many years have we said that? So we'll see if we have.
Well, that's going to do it here on the 30-minute or so Theme Park Thursday Live. We started a minute late, so we're going to call it a 30. right now. Oh, I got to take off that other banner that's just throwing everything off. We're going to take it over to DillosDisresort.com. That is our Patreon with membership levels beginning as low as $1 per month. That $1 gets you into our one channel Discord. We're going over there for a little post-show chit-chat here before I have to go to work. And then we will see you again somewhere along the way. Don't forget to like the video here. If you liked it, share it with your friends about the news we discussed this morning here. And until next time, she's Jen, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.